Hello Fly Tires. Today I'm going to demonstrate how I stand up and divide a mayfly wing on a traditional Catskill style dry fly. In my hook I have a clump of mallard flank feathers, dyed lemon mallard flank, out over the eye equal to the length of the shank of the hook. I've fastened them with some good wraps, and now I'm going to force them to stand up, and at the same time I'm going to try to fan them out, make it easier to divide them into two equal sections. Once I'm happy that I've got them stood up where I like them, I'm going to wrap right close to the base of them and force them to stay in that position. Using A-dot thread here, uni thread. Now I'm going to pull some to each side of the shank of the hook. Try to eyeball it and divide them as closely as possible. You could run your bodkin right down the shank of the hook, and that will help you divide them. Then just tug them to each side. Because we're going to want to run our thread between them to force them to stay divided. My thread is behind them right now, and I'm going to lift up, go between them and over the shank to the front of them. Now I'm going to make one good firm wrap right in front of the wings themselves, and then if I have to move these out of the way I will, and then come up and come rearward between them to the back of the wing and make another good firm wrap, just like you would put spinner wings on. Now these are laying down, they don't look at because we're viewing from behind. I'll do it one more time. I'm going to come up from the back, go between them to the front and over the shank, and then make a good firm wrap right in front of them. Then I'm going to go from the front between them to the rear and make a good wrap right behind them. So basically what I've made is the letter X on the top of the hook shank twice, and it's forced them to stay separate. The next step we're going to do is try to stand them up into a V shape. And these locking tweezers I have make it very simple to do, especially with small flies. I'm going to take my thread, go under my wing, up between the wings, into the rear of the wings, and I'm going to be winding under the shank in a reversed direction. Thus, this is the reverse figure 8 wrap. Now I'm behind the wing again. I'll use my locking tweezers to grab the fibers. I'm going to come up and under the wing, up between the wings, into the rear, and I'm going to wrap around the shank, and I've set them in a nice letter V shape that I'm looking for. Simple as can be, especially with those locking tweezers for small flies. This is a size 12. I'll do it one more time. If you have any stray fibers, clip them out of the way at this time. Once in a while one will get away from you. So I'm going to grab my wing on the opposite side of the hook. My thread is behind that wing. I'm going to bring my thread under the wing with a loose wrap, up between the wings to the rear, and then I'm going to make a reverse wrap over the shank of the hook. What this does is it really compresses the base of the feather while it lets the upper part of the wing fan out still. I'm going to do the same one more time. I'm behind the wing with my thread. I'm going to go under the wing, up, between them to the rear, and I've set them, and I'll make a good wrap right behind them. Then from this point on, you go and finish a fly, or you make a bunch of wings and go finish the flies later on. Right now I'm going to wrap in front of those wings because I want my thread height to be about to match the height that I have behind that wing, at least where my hackle is going to be wound. I like it to travel along an even base. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and I hope it helped you when you're tying this style fly.